When you want to grow your online business, you need a focused strategy because that is the right way to expand in a new market. And after watching this video, you will completely understand what needs to be done for focused strategy. So let's start. When you want to expand your business into a new niche or industry, it's important that you have an idea about what kind of customers are out there in this particular field. You need to know who they are, where they live, how much money they make, their interests and hobbies, and so on. This information will help you determine if this is really something worth pursuing. If not, then don't waste time and resources trying to sell to them. Instead, look at other markets that might fit better. This is where focused strategy comes in handy. A focused strategy allows you to narrow down your potential customer base by focusing only on certain types of people. It is crucial for companies to have a strategy that will help them stand out and succeed. So the goal of this video is to help you understand and develop a successful focused strategy that will allow you to reach more people in less time by using proven methods. This can also increase sales revenue as well as improve customer satisfaction. In short, focused strategies are used when there's an opportunity to expand into a specific area where it may not have been previously attempted. It involves creating a plan to take advantage of these opportunities. This is especially effective if you optimize your conversion funnel as well. Let's cover specifically what is focused strategy. A focused strategy is a method of developing, marketing and selling products to a niche market, which could be a type of consumer or product line. The strategy centers on the expansion of marketing tactics for your company while aiming to establish new relationships with your target audience. In contrast, a general business strategy focuses on broad-based growth across many different markets. A focused strategy differs from a general business strategy because it targets one particular group of consumers instead of all potential customers. This allows businesses to create unique offerings tailored specifically towards their target audiences. This is a line-focused strategy. Now, let's expand on why do you need a focused strategy. You may want to develop this strategy if you are trying to become more competitive in business, or if you have products and services that can be marketed most effectively towards one specific type of customer. Focused strategies are often necessary if you want to grow your brand awareness within a certain industry. Your current business model isn't working anymore. There's no clear direction for your business. You're looking to diversify your income streams. How is it different from a strategy that leads to profits? A focused strategy, in contrast to making profit as the goal, has a specific target audience and prioritizes marketing tactics accordingly. A strategy that leads to profit, such as the pursuit strategy, strives for a balance between business-wise and customer-oriented approaches. A focused strategy can be considered just one of many forms of pursuit strategy. One thing I want to add is that profit will come if you fulfill the core customers' wants and needs. That's why having a human-centered growth strategy is vital to have. Naturally, the next question is, what strategy should I use? The answer is it depends on your business goals and how you define success. But it is important to choose a strategy that will lead to profit over time. A focused strategy may be something worth considering if it aligns with the type of products or services you offer as well as the customer base who would most benefit from them. Now, when we understand what is the focused strategy, we need to understand how to use and implement the focused strategy. The main goal of this strategy is to gain new customers through specific marketing tactics. Keeping your core values in mind will help you create effective strategies that align with your business goals for profitability over time. I remember when I first strategy to help businesses with growth strategies. Most of them had a problem with the lack of clarity, and I hope these 6 steps below will help you to create your focused strategy. Step 1. Decide what matters most to you and your company. If you are interested in developing a focused strategy focused on strengthening relationships with consumers, think about the customer satisfaction ratings from past months, what led to high scores, and what could use improvement. If you are after new customers, consider the demographics of your current clientele. Analyzing any data that is relevant to your business leads to step 2. Step 2. Establish your target audience. Who is most likely to purchase from your company? This could be a specific group of consumers or products. You may even have several potential audiences in mind depending on how unique your services and products are. Optional step. Compile a SWOT analysis. SWOT is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It is a common tool used in business to analyze all aspects of your company. Think about each category and think about where you can improve or take advantage of situations that may have the highest potential for profit. Evaluating this aspect of your strategy will help with step 3. Step 3. Formulate what you hope to achieve through developing a focused strategy. Focused strategies do not necessarily differ from pursuing profit, as long as they remain customer-oriented and prioritize needs over wants. Consider the following strategic goals related to improving relationships with customers: more effective marketing techniques, more engaging services or products, better quality control, more convenient access to your company's products or services. Step 4. Implement your strategy. Change your business operations in a way that best suits the needs of focusing on specific groups of customers. In order to find out which tactics will be most effective and worthwhile, conduct research into what has been done in the past. This could entail looking up examples of businesses that have had success carrying out focused strategies, along with analyzing any statistics on consumer preferences. Step 5. Verify alignment of strategic, business goals and results. Now that you have put your focus strategy into place, review the changes and how they affected overall business goals. This could entail looking at charts or graphs of sales information as well as customer satisfaction ratings to see whether the change in tactics had a positive impact on the bottom line. Keep strategizing like this until reaching profitable goals. Step 6. Evaluate which strategies are most effective over time. Your success is only determined by whether your company's focus strategy aligned with its core values, not just by profits. If altering business operations to adapt a focus strategy led to further losses, aim for profitability through other means, such as pursuing other forms of strategic marketing. When following this type of strategic marketing, analyze past campaigns or tactics you tried that did not work out and think of ways to improve them. Focus strategies can differ greatly from business to business depending on the size of your company and brand identity. Improve focus strategy marketing. After you have evaluated which strategic focus orientation is right for your company, look if you can improve your marketing strategy. In order for this to work, you must have a well thought out strategy that is clearly communicated to all levels of your organization. With every new idea, evaluate whether it will help or hinder the company's focus vision. Evaluate past marketing campaigns and determine where they need improvement in alignment with strategic goals. If there was little success with your recent tactics, think about how you could adjust them to better fit customer needs by asking yourself questions like: how can we remove barriers for potential customers? What factors might make our product or service more appealing? Where have we had success before and what could have been improved? When implementing a focused strategy, the firm seeks to differentiate itself from rivals in the industry. This can be done through a variety of tactics, such as product development, branding, and marketing. Consider the purpose of each marketing campaign in order to identify what will attract consumers best. A key aspect of focus strategy is creating an environment where customers feel valued, because companies that offer good service tend to do well even during economic downturns. Customer loyalty can also prevent vendors from choosing competitors with lower prices or higher quality products over your company. Now it is time to start implementing the strategies. Make sure that you evaluate these strategies based on how they fit into your overall vision, and let step 6 be the final test before getting started with focus strategy marketing. There are different types of focus strategy, so I will break down these different types so that you know what is ideal focus strategy for your business. There are two major strategy-focused orientations. These are offensive and defensive. Let's first talk about offensive strategy. The goal is to increase market share through strategy-focused orientation designed to accomplish specific company goals. This is where we are active, not reactive to market. Typically, The company will focus on understanding the needs and wants of customers in order to define a niche market or target audience. By doing this, it means that the need for the product will be clear. There are two types of offensive strategy. First type of offensive strategy is cost-focused orientation. The main goal of this orientation is to be able to reduce the costs of production in order to be able to offer an affordable price compared to other companies in competition. Additionally, each company reduces non-value added costs, such as promotions, which make the focused strategy even more efficient. Problems with focused low-cost strategy are that it can lead to less innovation and a decrease in the quality of product offerings. Great thing about it is that the objective is not to make profits, but to gain market share. This type of strategy works well in markets where there is fierce competition, and so it would be difficult to offer a differentiated product. There are 6 implications when applying a focused low-cost strategy in business. Avoid expending effort and resources that are not needed. Get scale economies and avoid diseconomies of scale. Offer a standard product at the lowest price possible in order to get maximum reach. Reduce marketing costs by not investing into costly distribution systems or communications programs. There is no need to market your product as it will be purchased anyway. Reduce non-value added costs such as promotions, research and development, and infrastructure. Instead of those costs, one has to focus on increasing productivity in order to reach a low-cost leadership position. Operating leverage is the degree of how much fixed costs can help the company increase production rate without having to worry about per unit costs. When using a focused low-cost strategy, you should avoid spending resources on anything other than what is necessary in order to be successful. Avoid entering businesses that cost more to enter and produce less profitable results. Companies focusing on their core competencies are able to achieve greater efficiency, which allows them to avoid creating something new or outsourcing it for production. Second type of offensive strategy is differentiation-focused orientation. This is when the company aims to spend more money on research and development in order to make better products or services which will set your company apart from competitors. This can lead to higher prices for consumers because of higher quality of the product, but can also be effective when consumers are willing to pay for that quality. Problems with this is that it can lead to development of a product which nobody wants or would be prepared to pay for. This strategy is most effective when there are barriers towards entry of your industry in the market. The main goal is to make a better product than your competitors and so give the firm an advantage over them. In order to accomplish this, companies in this market spend more money on research and development. In order to differentiate, you should make a product or service which is different from your competitors. There are 6 implications when applying a focused differentiation strategy in business. Instead of differentiating your product, you could choose to differentiate the customer experience. Avoid making products that are too unique and specialized. It is important that consumers have many options to choose from. Differentiate in regard to quality, price, or relation with customers' values. It is best to focus on one core product rather than multiple ones. The efficient use of technology is essential. You should always aim to provide the best customer experience while retaining maximum efficiency in your business operations. Operating leverage is about how much fixed costs can help the company increase production rate without having to worry about per unit costs. When using a differentiation-focused strategy, you should focus on making a better product and do your best to make your product unique. Instead of making a new or different type of product, you could instead focus on the customer experience in order to differentiate from competitors. Before introducing an item, it is crucial to research how the public will react to it and whether people will be willing to spend money on it. It is also important to research your competitors before entering a new market. This will give you an idea of how big the market is and whether there are any large companies already in possession of it. And now let's cover the defensive strategy. The goal is to prevent competitors from gaining a foothold in the market or industry through certain marketing strategies. This strategy does not take any share away from competitors. Instead, it aims to avoid losing share to competitors. The company will focus on ensuring that its products are similar to those provided by competitors, or even better than the competition. Defensive strategy can be implemented when the company believes that it will have less risk by mirroring competitor strategies instead of taking more risks by implementing a more aggressive strategy. Defensive strategies will also be implemented when the company believes that its product is superior to competitors and it does not want to take any chances of losing market share. This type of strategy typically focuses on quality control in order to attract customers. Companies can utilize a combination of both offensive and defensive strategies if it is needed or they believe that their products are different enough to attract consumers. Focus strategy is an effective way of ensuring that your company meets the needs of its customers while also meeting the goals and visions of the organization in a profitable manner. It can also ensure that no competitors get too much market share during times when firms have to compete for fewer customers. There is no one-size-fits-all strategy when it comes to focus strategy marketing. In fact, as the marketplace and customer preferences change, so must the focus for your company's strategies. It is important that you evaluate how well these strategies fit into your goals and make sure they will lead to long-term growth for your organization. There are additional and different kinds of focus strategies, such as industry-focused strategy. This form of strategy aims at developing an industry standard through de facto control, similar to the way Visa has taken over the credit card industry or IBM took the computer industry by storm in the 1960s. This type of focus strategy is best for markets where customers tend to be brand conscious and loyal to one competitor. Segmentation-based strategy. This form of focus strategy involves dividing up market segments into specific chunks based on common traits that have been determined through research. The goal here is not to just improve market share, but also to retain customer loyalty. This focus depends on strong leadership and research capabilities like what Dell uses for its marketing tactics. Product line strategy. This form of focus includes the company's ability to develop new products or services that are considered high quality and innovative by customers. This differs from other strategies in that the product itself is used as a way to draw attention from consumers rather than merely using marketing campaigns. This strategic focus tactic is a great idea for companies with access to technology because it allows them to differentiate their product from the competition and defend their sales prices. Geographic-based strategy. This type of focus includes the company's ability to expand its business across borders in order to capture a larger market share. This is one of the most effective ways to build up your business because it increases brand recognition, which in turn provides more opportunities for advertising. This form of focus strategy relies on research and education needed to understand foreign markets. Sales channel strategy. This product involves using specific or new sales channels to draw new customers. There are two parts of this strategy. First one is using different sales methods, and second one is pinpointing which markets are most profitable based on your current research. Final additional focus strategy I want to mention is a product orientation. This form focuses on developing multiple products that target different types of customers. This is likely one of the most complex focus strategies because it takes a lot of research and development to create products that appeal to all demographics. Businesses must also consider how their new product lines can be promoted in addition to pricing, packaging, and distribution decisions. Businesses should only follow a focused strategy if they are willing to commit resources for its success. It requires rigorous planning to expand product lines and pinpoint target markets, which could take years. It is also very important for companies to research all costs associated with new products or services prior to development because it can affect the final price and overall success of their product. But if a company has access to resources, then they could establish themselves as a leader in their industry by creating an effective focus strategy. Focus strategy also has a couple of advantages and disadvantages. So I will now break down these advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage of a focus strategy is that it's more effective in marketing your product or service, if you know how to market correctly. By having a specific target audience and keeping the competition low, It will be easier on your company since you're focusing on selling directly to those who are interested in purchasing from you in the first place. Another big advantage to this type of strategy is that not only can you make more profit, but also have less risk for being able to complete projects after they have already started or are currently going through production. Focused strategies help avoid wasting money by cutting off unnecessary costs, since companies trying to save money eventually hurt their bottom line rather than helping it. Here are some additional advantages. It helps to build strong relationships within each target market, which means people are more likely to wait for a new product if they know it's going to be released. It allows your company to analyze the competition better, which means you can figure out how they are targeting their audience. It's a better strategy to use in the long run because it allows your business to be easier to manage and run. It allows your company to make up for past mistakes that you might have made during the early stages of your business. It improves the pricing structure for the business. It brings expertise into the products or services. It allows you to identify your future customers with specificity. It may limit the competition. It typically offers lower production costs. It is a chance to provide a higher quality product. It can restore the reputation of a brand. It can improve customer service. The disadvantages with implementing a focused strategy is that even though these types of strategies are more effective in gaining profits, they also can be very risky. Although a focused strategy is effective at marketing to specific groups of people and making sure you're selling your product or service successfully, it's only beneficial to you as the producer if you also know how to sell your goods effectively. If these products aren't being sold properly or there isn't enough demand for them, then chances are that even with this type of strategy your business will end up failing. There is another disadvantage that I want to touch on is when businesses focus too much on their target market and produce a product that doesn't fit demands of the consumers anymore, therefore losing many sales from customer disloyalty and word of mouth. Additional disadvantages are: it may limit the initial demand of a product or service. It can limit future growth. It may focus on a temporary demographic. It does not eliminate the threat of disruptors. It could be too specific for the market. It offers lower equipment utilization rates. Businesses want to make sure that they're focusing on the right market, because if your target audience isn't satisfied with the goods or service you're providing them, they will not only not purchase from your company anymore, but also tell their friends and family about their experience, which could be damaging for those who are just starting off with these types of strategies, as it could ruin their reputation. Now, when you understand all of this, now I want to give you a couple of examples of proper focus strategies. There are multiple versions of focus strategy and examples I can give you, but I will keep this simple. So I'll cover the main ones, and those are cost focus strategy, exclusive focus strategy, marketing focus strategy. Here's a cost focus strategy example. If you have ever walked into a place of business in a retail store and noticed how much cheaper something was than what you were expecting, then chances are it's because this business chose to follow this type of cost-focused strategy. Some examples could be Walmart, Target, or Best Buy, depending on what it is you're purchasing. Another good example of a cost-focused strategy would be how auto mechanic shops set their prices for oil changes or tire rotations. These places have to charge a specific amount since that's what the average consumer expects to pay. Therefore, if they don't, then less people are likely going to purchase from them and more people will go elsewhere. So it's not in their best interest to offer cheaper prices, or else they won't make as much profit or even lose money. Now, when using these types of strategies, companies need to make sure they can keep up with costs, considering that profitability should always be at the top of everyone's list. If the company isn't able to keep up with ever-increasing costs, like business taxes for instance, then they will eventually end up losing money and going out of business. As we all know, this is something no one wants to happen, so it's very important that these costs are not only in check, but also at an amount where the company can still make a profit without having to offer any discounts on their services or goods. Here's an exclusive focus strategy example. Exclusive focus strategies are when businesses choose to serve limited amounts of customers since they have already chosen who exactly they want to focus on. Companies may choose this type of strategy because they feel that only a certain type of people or customers would be more inclined toward their products, while others wouldn't care. Therefore, saving time and energy focusing on those who aren't interested in what you're offering. Another great reason for using an exclusive focus strategy would be if your product product is something that can only work for a certain amount of people, and you want to keep this type of good or service just within those who need it, whether it's for their health or in order to save money by avoiding paying more elsewhere. Exclusive focus strategies are also great when offering packages at a discounted price, which doesn't happen very often unless there is a special offer going on, such as during the holiday season or even back to school time. This offers consumers incentives to purchase from your company, since there would be a sense of urgency that they won't miss out on, because if they do, then someone else may take advantage of the opportunity and get the deal instead. This is why many businesses recommend to their consumers that they wait until the last minute before purchasing anything in order to avoid missing out on any promotional deals. Some more examples of exclusive focus strategies are when companies will offer less varieties or even a single choice of brand name for a particular product line. This is what you see with Apple products. They don't have multiple choices. You buy it or you don't. So if someone does make the decision to go ahead and purchase one, then they know they won't be disappointed, because everyone has had great experiences with the quality of Apple's products. Here's a marketing focus strategy example. These types of strategies focus around the ways to promote goods and services, as well as how to best them to the consumer in order to increase profits. If a company does these types of things correctly, then they will be able to establish a new unique relationship with their consumers, as well as create a sense of loyalty that can lead the customers knowing that they are going to get good quality products from them without having to worry about being cheated or ripped off, which many companies have already established and reinforced in their own niche markets over time. One great example of marketing focused strategies is how online casinos market themselves through promotional bonuses or even by offering perks for joining. They know that people want more money, since everyone wants to enjoy life's pleasures. Therefore, why not offer something back that makes it easier for everyone, instead of each person having to leave an extra tip at restaurants or giving more money to cab drivers when they know they're going to get more in return. A lot of people have signed up for these online casinos because of the promotions and perks that come with it, especially since many casinos will give you a ton more if you make your first deposit under the right conditions. These types of marketing strategies can also be seen on other sites such as social media websites, or even with apps, which are just another form of enticement for consumers to enjoy a site's services. It is human nature that we want what we don't have. So making something exclusive makes it all that much easier for companies to gain new customers by using this method and keeping those who are already loyal around even longer. There are also some realistic reasons why your focus strategy might fail, so I need to cover them as well. So let's start. The reasons for failure of a focus strategy could be: 1. Trying to appeal to too many groups of people or not having enough research put into targeting your product. 2. Creating a product that customers do not want. There have been many cases where companies have made products that don't sell, even if the company markets them in the right way. The main reason why this happens is that people don't trust the new brand enough to try their products. 3. Launching products that aren't totally finished. It is imperative to test your product on a small scale if you want to learn the true reactions of your audience. 4. Overloading a product with too many features. A good example of this could be adding every single feature to every type of phone that Apple might sell. No company wants their customers having to sort through 20 different types of phones to find the perfect one for them. 5. Not follow up with your customers. It's important to ask their opinions about the product and make sure they are happy with it. Your customers will have different preferences than what you originally expected, so be prepared for that. Focus strategy is a powerful way to expand a business or company as long as the target audience is clearly defined. This strategy requires proper planning by doing extensive research into the product that you want to be marketed towards your targeted group. And here are some common questions about focus strategy. How is competitive advantage used in strategy focus? Competitive advantage is used in a focus strategy by keeping your product line simple. You want to make sure you don't overload your brand with too many features that aren't necessary and can enhance the quality of your product. By doing this, you have created a competitive advantage over all of your other competitors, which is vital in any business. In order to implement a successful strategy that will keep your company on top for years to come, It's important not to flood the market with pointless products. A focused strategy allows companies to choose what they think their audience wants most and create products based off of those specifications. Focusing on a few specific groups of people or products allows you to pinpoint your audience's needs and target them with the right product. It also allows you to create better quality products that appeal just to your niche market, which is something that proves successful over time since it's proven their demand for your service or product. By focusing on one specific group rather than trying to appeal to everyone all at once, you can develop a strategy that will stay strong as new trends begin to appear in the marketplace. Your targeted audience has been proven reliable by past statistics from other companies who have implemented focused strategies. So there is already proof that this type of marketing works. One thing that you want to consider when creating a product or service is the quality of what you are delivering to your audience. By focusing on one specific group, companies will have more control over their competitive advantage because they will be able to target just the right people who share similar interests and needs as their own products do. The key to having a successful focus strategy is choosing your market wisely. Narrow down your choices so that it doesn't overwhelm you or confuse potential buyers. Remember, the goal of this type of strategy is not about quantity but rather quality with targeted groups. What is cost-focused strategy? By focusing on a specific group of people with quality features and high demand, companies can avoid losing money in production costs and consumer rejection of their new brand from lack of trust and interest. Cost-focused strategy is a method of developing a business by keeping the product line simple and offering very low costs for your products. By implementing a cost-focused strategy, you will have more control over costs, while also having more control over how effective your marketing techniques are going towards increasing sales and customer loyalty. As mentioned previously, this type of strategy requires you knowing who exactly want to market your product to. With a focused strategy, you need to narrow down what your customer needs are by narrowing down the amount of consumers that you're going after with your product or service. Another thing I want to touch on that is related to this question, and that is a focused cost leadership strategy. A cost leadership strategy is when a company chooses to focus on the cheapest price for their product, making it very affordable and appealing to your targeted consumers. This will help you create an edge over other companies in your niche market since having affordable products proves successful in proving to be beneficial for both the consumer and producer. One of the main goals of creating this type of strategy is that you want to make sure your customer understands how beneficial purchasing from you will actually be. To do so, it's important to provide excellent service at a low cost so they don't feel as if there are any risks involved with purchasing your product or service since you're offering them with a bargain. How would you use a focused strategy to help grow your business? The first step in creating a successful strategy is defining what it means to focus. Focus can mean many things: a specific goal that will lead to success, an area where there are opportunities for growth, a way to improve efficiency, a way to reduce costs. In this case, we want to define our focus as being able to sell more products at higher margins than before. We need to find out exactly what needs to change in order to achieve this goal. For instance, do we need to lower prices? Do we need to add additional features? Or maybe we should try different distribution channels. Once we understand what changes need to happen, we can start thinking about how to implement them into our current model. Why should I consider focusing my efforts towards a specific group of clients, customers? There are many reasons why you might want to narrow down your customer base. You can reach out to people who have similar interests as yours. This will help you build trust in your brand because they'll feel like they know what they're buying from you. It makes it easier to get feedback about how well your business model works. If you only talk to one kind of client, then you won't really know whether your service is meeting their expectations. Your sales team may become less busy. When you work hard to develop a relationship with a certain segment of your potential buyers, you'll probably see fewer leads coming in from outside sources. You can create better content for your website. By talking directly to your ideal buyer, you'll learn what kinds of information they look for most often. Then you can write blog posts and articles based on their preferences. You can save time and energy. Instead of trying to figure out ways to appeal to every single possible customer, you can concentrate on building rapport with a small number of prospects. You can increase profits. As mentioned above, Narrowing down your customer base allows you to spend more time working on improving your existing offerings instead of having to come up with creative ideas for attracting new customers. You can avoid wasting money. There are some businesses that offer discounts to everyone but end up losing money due to low conversion rates. However, when you limit yourself to a smaller pool of interested parties, you'll likely attract more qualified leads. You can cut back on advertising expenses. Since you don't have to advertise to all types of consumers, you can save money by not paying for ads that aren't relevant to your targeted demographic. You can make sure that your message gets across clearly. People tend to respond best to messages that resonate with them personally. So if you speak to someone whose values align closely with those of your own, you'll be much more effective at getting through to them. You can improve your reputation among other companies. When you show that you care enough about your prospective customers to take extra steps to connect with them, others will notice and respect you even more. You can gain access to valuable data. Some industries collect tons of information about their customers so that they can provide personalized services. These organizations usually keep track of everything from where their customers live to what they buy online. They use this info to tailor offers to each individual person. You can find out what problems need solving first. Many entrepreneurs start off thinking that they should try to sell to everybody. But once they realize that there isn't an immediate demand for their particular offering, they begin looking around for another way to solve a problem. You can identify trends before anyone else does. If you know who your ideal clients are, then it won't matter how many people want something because you already know exactly whom you're going after. This means that you can get ahead of competitors and spot emerging needs long before they do. You can build trust. Once you've established a good connection with one group of individuals, word spreads quickly. Soon, people will hear about your business and decide whether or not they like it. And since most people prefer dealing with trustworthy brands, you'll stand out as a leader in your industry. Is there a difference between a focused strategy and a targeted strategy? The main distinction between these two strategies lies in their respective goals. A focused strategy aims at reaching as many people as possible within its scope, whereas a targeted one focuses on only those who are most likely to buy from you. But both approaches aim to achieve similar results. Should I always try to find out what kind of customer base I am targeting before implementing a focused strategy? Yes, you should know who you are trying to reach in order to implement an effective strategy that will help you achieve your goals. If you don't have any idea about this, then it would be better if you start by asking yourself some questions like, what do my customers want from me? How can I make them happy? Who are they? Why did they choose me over other companies? Once you get answers to these questions, then you can move forward towards creating a plan. Does a focused strategy require a large budget? No, a well-developed plan can be implemented using minimal resources. However, it does take time and effort to develop an effective one. You need to have patience in order to see results from this approach. It's not something that you should expect overnight. Furthermore, it requires constant monitoring and adjustments throughout its implementation. Can a focused strategy lead to success? It depends on whether you are able to identify your ideal clientele and create a unique value proposition for them. This unique value proposition must include benefits that your potential clients cannot obtain elsewhere. For instance, if you sell shoes, you may offer free shipping but only to women who buy $100 worth of merchandise per month. In addition, you may provide discounts to frequent buyers. Will a focused strategy increase sales? Yes, focused strategies usually result in higher conversion rates. They allow businesses to concentrate their energy and attention on reaching their desired targets. As a consequence, they tend to generate greater profits. Which industries benefit most from a focused strategy? Focused strategies are best suited for companies that have already established themselves in their industry. This means they've been around long enough to build up brand recognition and trust among consumers. These brands can then use this as an advantage when targeting potential customers through advertising campaigns. Would you recommend starting a business based solely on a focused strategy? I'm not sure if I would recommend it because there are so many other factors that go into making an effective business plan. However, if you have a good idea about what kind of business you want to start, then this can help narrow down some options. Also, having a clear vision helps you stay motivated during tough times. So, even though focusing on a specific segment of the market may seem limiting at first glance, it actually gives you more freedom to explore different opportunities later on. All in all, focused strategy means focusing on what matters most to your business and its future prospects. This includes choosing a strategy that works best for your needs and resources available. Focused strategy can be extremely useful for small companies, startups, and even large corporations, but only if they know exactly what they want and why. Finally, remember that every strategy comes with pros and cons. So make sure you weigh out both sides before deciding whether or not to pursue a given path.